campaign set in 1994 in CMANO. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how many people actually watched the first one. I'm sure it's boring as hell for 2 hours, but I will complete this. Quick sit reps to where we are. So it's 1994. The Soviets have invaded. They've come through Finland, Finnmark, northern Norway, pushed down. They've taken hold of Iceland. In the last mission, which wasn't streamed, they attacked the Faroe Islands and the Shetland Islands. And the objective now is this is kind of like the first pushback. So I've got some forces that I've built up around northern England, Scotland, and the islands. The French are getting involved. They've joined NATO. They pushed some ASW planes into the Atlantic for me, and I got a carrier-based battle fleet in the North Atlantic, supported by some Canadian and American Air National Guard fighters. The 24th Infantry Division is being shipped across by an AI convoy, so I need to protect that. And there's a crapload of military, civilian jets that have been, what's it called, borrowed by the military to shuttle troops and diplomats, etc. across the, so we need to protect those as well. So, if you remember rightly last time, I bodged this mission a little bit and I'd added some of these units myself manually, only because they'd survived the last mission and it just seemed weird to then just not have them there. We think we found one of the enemy fleets. It's here, so there's a carrier in there, probably a Kuznetsov in there somewhere, almost certainly probably a Kirov or a Kiev and a Slava. So pretty formidable, and it'll be surrounded by Sovereigns and you notice I can remember them today. Sovereigns and the one I don't remember, which is the anti-submarine specialist. So I'm going to do a probing attack. I've got Buccaneer up there, a couple of Buccaneers, a brace of Buccaneers that are going to fly in at low level and just see how effective their missile coverage is. Likely to get spotted by radar, but we'll give it a crack. I can't see that many helicopters up. Normally you'd have a shit ton of helicopters up, and they would be on ASW. There's one there, but he doesn't seem to be broadcasting. So, and I don't think they're broadcasting radar either. It's possible I can get a missile away, get a vampire in there, and just cause enough damage to slow them down. And that's the key. If I can slow them down, it makes my life a lot easier for the sub. So I've got a Trafalgar class sub there. I've got another one that's just sortied. I think he's not going to make it in time. But if I slow these guys down, I might be able to get some torpedoes away. So that's this sort of front. I've got bombers and Su-27s that are flying out of Norway, which is really frustrating because it means I'm having to keep up quite a lot of air cover up here. And I also took a shitload of anti-ship missiles from, I believe, this area here. It's possible they've now passed slightly out of range. I haven't had any more come in, but I had about maybe 20-30 missiles that I had to engage. So potentially my surface-to-air missile cache here is running low. What have I got? Seawolves, Sea Darts. So I've still got 60-odd Sea Darts, 100-odd Seawolves. So I'm probably okay, but I don't really want any more shipborne missiles coming in because they're a pain in the arse to manage. So I need to defend against those. On the other side, I've just picked up a sub. The USS Portsmouth spotted a sub off its port side. So what we're going to do is I've just launched an ASW S3 somewhere in here. Or I was about to anyway. So look, S3s, ES3s, S3s. Oh, there's annoying moments where everyone's at the screening. There it is. Right, top right. Okay, take it off. Right, what we'll do is we'll put him onto that mission there, the ASW mission, and then we'll assign one of these guys that's already out there to go and take a snifter at that sub, which is probably that chap there. Now he's got 600 nautical miles worth of fuel radius, which easily gets him up there, so I don't have to worry about fuel, and he's going to save another sort of 5 minutes flying time because he's a little bit closer. So what we'll do is we'll press U to take him off the mission, and then we'll assign him to go and fuck that guy up. It's a long way away, and I could redirect my sub I don't have a huge amount of experience or luck with attacking subs with subs. So, but what I'm going to do is slow this guy right down. Go down to 4 knots, just so he doesn't detect me. I'm going to press go. Now, flight time for this guy is quite a long time. So what we'll do is we'll give him a bit of height as well, just to help his fuel range. Actually, we'll just put that at high altitude. Now, I've got to be really careful that he doesn't get bumped. So what I'm doing is I'm going to drop him down about when he gets to about there to a bit of a lower altitude. Now, I've got a problem with these. I'm getting backfires, I think. I think these are backfires coming in. So I've extended the... let me just get the volume sorted because it's a fucking pain in the ass in this game. For whatever reason, if anybody knows how to fix this, see, look, it whacks up to max every time. He probably wasn't allowed to you, but it fucking deafens me. The headphones on, right. I've got 2 F-18s up here. These are Canadian F-18s. And they are on an Atlantic Barcat mission. What it's going to do is just tuck their mission patrol zone a little bit closer that way. Because I want to be able to catch these guys as they fly past. This is a fuel mission behind it there. That's the tanker. So I need to make sure these guys don't run out of fuel. It's not concerning there's only 2 up. What I might do is transfer some of my other jets. In fact, I think I've sent this guy already to join. I've definitely got a jet on the way to join that. I think it's that one there. Yeah. So I sent some. He's got Phoenixes as well, so he should be nice and effective. And it looks like he's engaged in offensive as well, so he'll be there pretty quickly. Right. Let's just go and check what's going on in the North Sea. So if you remember rightly, this little Harrier ducked up and had a crack at one of these recon aircraft. Didn't get away with it. But he's heading himself back as quickly as he can to rearm. Sorry, refuel. He's still got loads of... yeah, he's just a bit tight on fuel. I don't really want to do anything with him. We've got to get him back to base, really. So there's the HMS Invincible in there. He's going to land. And we've got fucking Su-27s. My worst nightmare. And then what worked quite well for me last time was having those guys bounce in over the SAM coverage. And what they're targeting is they're targeting 2 things. They're going to be targeting the AWACS, and they're going to be having a crack at the jamming aircraft that's up there. Just turn that guy's radar off. We don't need those. Pop in. What is he doing there? That's because he's inheriting it off his buddy, I think, probably. Oh, I don't know why he's broadcasting, but anyway. Okay, his doctrine was changed. Right. So these guys are going to be vectoring in on probably this aircraft here, which is my AWACS. Sitting up there broadcasting, so you can see his radar. That's his yellow. It's his seaborne radar. So he's picked up these guys. I've also got a jamming aircraft up. This Raven. Let's just have a good look at where he's flying. It's a long way. He's going to get bounced. Let's put him back. I don't even so far. Right. Excellent. Buccaneers are up. And there should be another set of Buccaneers. There's another Buccaneer there. I was going to go and see if I can have a bounce at these guys. Let's see what happens. Sub is skipping along within the thermocline, so he's in the layer, which means it's going to be really hard to detect, which means you can put a bit of gas on. They won't hear him. And I do really need to knock the rest of these sort of surveillance aircraft out, which I can do with the Phoenixes if I can get an aircraft close enough. Tempted to redirect. See, the thing is, even if I do redirect that guy, it's going to take an hour to get across there. The best thing to do, I think I'm just going to mark it. Just in case he goes off the radar. Ah! Yeah, really annoying feature of the game is it remembers everything you've... So you have to deselect everything and then select it again. So we just mark it just so we can find it again. Should not be in range of shipborne missiles in theory, but so check, are these guys broadcasting? I hope they're not. I don't think they are. That's just, it just tends to put their range up if they were broadcasting. Really don't want them shouting about where they are. It's a reminder as well, so we've got the French doing an ASW sweep down in this area. So that's one of my French lovely little Atlantics, and they are going to be sweeping this area for submarines. And then I've got some Nimrods. Again, lovely little Nimrod, lovely big Nimrods, whatever happened to them, sweeping this area. Only slight concern is I might lower the maximum radius on that because it's awfully close to that carrier fleet. But that should stop any subs getting through there. We then got obviously the sub screen around the carrier fleet. In the last missions I had a whole lot of alphas. I don't know if you know what an alpha submarine is, but they're fucking fast and they go fucking deep and there's nothing you can do about them. Depth charge is the only way you can actually get them, which is, and I didn't happen to have any of those in my loadout at the time. They managed to slip through my sub screen, I think in episode mission 5 I think, which I haven't got streamed so don't go looking for it. Yeah, and they're so they do something like 45 knots underwater, and they go really deep. There's just nothing you can do about them. You can hear them a mile off because they're so noisy, but you can't catch them. So they are tricky. Oh, we paused. Sorry. It's hard to tell, there's so much going on. What I might do is that guy that's flying out there, I'm going to turn his volume up a little bit. He's got plenty of fuel. Let's get him out there a bit quicker. What I could really do with is there's some tankers up here. Perhaps I can get that guy refueled. Let me just find the tanker mission. There he is. Now what we'll do with this guy, his doctrine's probably not to get refueled. Yeah, fine. I turn refuel off because it's a pain in the arse. You'll have aircraft on the way to a bombing zone. They'll get to a pre-designated sort of fuel level, and then they'll just turn around to go and get refuel, and they'll find the nearest fueler, which happens to be 9,000 miles away, and they'll fly in that direction. It's a fucking nightmare. So you turn it off, gives you ultimate control, and then you have to micromanage it. But it's the only way to really do it. We'll set to always, and then we're going to set that guy to U. So take him off his RTB mission, and set him to refuel. We'll do it manually just in case. There we go, he's on his way now. Should be anyway. No, he's not. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Refuel automatically. Cannot. Aircraft does not have enough fuel to reach the tanker. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Right, okay, so what we'll do is we'll get this guy a little bit closer. Try again. Right, Let's just get him heading in that direction, because the chances are he actually might be able to do it if this guy gets his shifty on and moves up that direction. We'll have him go over the carrier. It's the worst case scenario, we can ditch it next to the carrier if we have to. Can't be that low on fuel. So he's got a radius, he's got a range of 274 miles, which is kind of there. So it does beg the question as to why he thinks he's going to run out of fuel. It can be quite conservative, the fuel routine. I do a lot of missions when you send them up the north, and sorry, I was going to turn the fan down. The computer decided to get hot. Why are you doing that? Very annoying. Right. That's interesting. These guys have turned around. So it looks like there's possibly a patrol radius around there. And I'm quite happy to have them sticking up there. I don't really give a stuff, really. They're out of the way. If they're in the air, they're burning fuel. They're not doing anything else, and they can't be launched at another aircraft. So if you can control where they are and manage the situation, no need to go and knock them out of the sky. The focus has really got to be taking these carriers out. Looks like they might have ID'd this sub. Holy shit. So that's an... Yeah, that is not good. Because this carries a shitload of cruise missiles. I think we might have to redirect this guy. Just in case. Annoying. I can't afford to have to get anywhere near the carriers. What I do need to do is engage these anti-submarine helicopters before they get anywhere near my Trafalgar. So what I might do is redirect an F-18, which should be F-15, sorry, which should be in here somewhere, with a nice long range on the AMRAAMs. Let's just check the mission RF bar cap is set to refuel. Right, so those guys are going to refuel now, and they're going to do it when it gets down to 25% mission radius, but they're not going to fly any further than 250 miles, which seems massive, but I think what we're going to do is launch another set of F-15s. Right, some more fuel is coming up, great. Let's launch as a group, assign to bar cap. As a group, assign to bar cap. That gets me in the air, which means I can redirect this chap in this direction. Shit, wrong button. F4. That must obviously track or something. Never press that before. Right. Let's get him going that way. Now these guys are going to have a SAM screen, but normally they'd have helicopters up doing maritime surveillance to give them the the AEW cover, and I can't see any necessarily. There's something going on up here as well. I think we've got two. I think possibly we might have pickets out front, and then the carrier might be following along behind. Because there's a lot of aircraft activity over here. All Su-33s, which of course is what the recon. It's hard to know. Yeah, it looks like those guys are on a patrol down to this sort of level. That's fine. What's he doing? Looks like they're engaging. Remember rightly, this chappie was sent to try and knock out some of these Su-24s, which are on kind of a maritime surveillance at the top there. But you got bounced, and you got bounced from here, so I think there's a carrier here as well. There's something here, which would make sense if there's a sub-screen in front of it. Which kind of begs the question, why am I heading in that direction? Let's move that across there a little bit. $250 knots. Likely to be bombers or fuelers. Good target for my Harriers if I can get one up there. So in theory they should be able to refuel now, those my Navy jets. Right, is this guy going to refuel now? Still thinks he's going to run out of fuel. Bollocks. Buccaneer, what we'll do is we'll set that waypoint, and at that waypoint he'll fall down to min altitude, which will be about 200, maybe 300 feet, depends on sea level, sea wave state. And we'll see if we can do a missile run on one of these. So whether the coverage of this, the radar this guy's putting out, will detect a vampire coming in, we'll find out. Still a lot of launches. Why is that guy stopped? Oh, this game. I specifically gave him a move order, right? I did do it. Like an idiot, honestly. Creep. Why? What? Anyway. I'll watch the stream, but find out what I did wrong. possibly some action here in a minute. Double check it when I'm focusing on that, I don't lose anything else. So they are low on fuel. The lowest one is 247 miles, 247 miles, which is, I should easily be able to get refuel by then. Yeah, fine. Right, let's go and manage these bombers. So what I'm going to do is temporarily take them off their I was going to take them off the mission, but as soon as I do that, they're going to go ITB because they'll think they're out of fuel because they can't get refueled. They're going to head back to base. So we'll let them do the thing, but what we will do is change the missile launch distance because I need to guarantee a hit on this. I can't afford for them to miss. So we'll set the Sparrows to only engage because they're crap, absolutely crap. We'll set them to engage at 15 nautical miles, so they're nice and close. More guarantee a hit. I'll do the same for the Sidewinders. Set them to be a little bit closer. We can change this afterwards back if we see they're not an issue. I'm picking up they're not, those Hornets are not all carrying those weapons. It's picking up the Tomcats that have been assigned to it as well. Why is it paused? Coming in at 40,000 feet. These guys are up at 40,000 feet. Great. They're almost certainly backfires, these guys, because of the speed. It might be bears or badgers, but I'm pretty certain they're going to be backfires. They're going to be carrying some god-awful missile like a kitchen or something like that with an enormous destruction capability, and probably trying to engage these down here. And if I'd have left them, they'd have probably got to about there, and then they'd have gone live and started searching. Speed it up a little bit, get us a bit closer. So the Lancers are ready, Ghosts, Buccaneers are ready, Phantoms are ready. Didn't really want to get in front of these guys because they can carry air-to-air, those guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn their fuel state to, so they'll just ignore their fuel state for the moment. Again, this kind of micromanagement, you need to do it, otherwise you just get weird results. We're going to take them off the mission, we're going to direct them to fly that direction, so we want to get them behind these targets, not in front. You'll find if you're trying to engage in missiles, unless you've got a really high-tech missile, which these guys are not carrying, you will struggle to get a decent hit because of the angle. And like I said, they've only got 2 Sparrows and 2 Sidewinders. I think the L's not bad actually. One of them's shit. I think it's the L's possibly a shit one. I can't remember. It doesn't have that much of a, doesn't have a good hit rate. There, shares some look. 85%, it's not bad. And the Sparrow is probably around the same, but I can tell you it's crap. 80. Yeah, these things are just really, really difficult to get hit with. 60s tech. Now hopefully these guys don't know we're here yet because they don't have radar coverage up that far. But I do need to engage them before they fall out of the range of this of my AWACS. E3, whatever they called, the Hawkeyes. see the speed up doesn't make a huge difference because there's so much going on, the box can't take it. Right, we should be behind them now. So what we're going to do is going to tell them to attack. We'll go radars hot. There we go. So we had a launch, almost certainly Sparrow. It looks like there was only one there, which is interesting. Or possibly two on top of each other. That's more likely. Yeah, there's two there. They're just flying in close formation. So you can see these Sparrows, they have to be actively guided. So they have to activate their radar. Because they actually fly down the radar return. It's not the best angle to attack from, but... really do need to have a hit here. Miss. One kill. Why is that guy turning away? See, this is what happens. They do this. They'll turn away. The missile will then lose track. Stupid fucking thing. See that? He's gone back to his original flight path, even though it was still on an attack mission. Really annoying. Let's get him up there. What was it? I shouldn't know really, but I'll check. MiG-31s. Interesting. MiG-31s are long-range interceptors. And they're definitely armed with AA. Very long-range AA, so that they're probably out to kill the P3s. Good kill. Thank God for that. Right. I'm really surprised they'll probably send those guys out first, you know, to kill any anti-sub. There's probably a lot of subs down here then. Great. Fantastic. That's my guess anyway. Alright, let's get him heading north again. And they would have launched out of Keflavik. I'd love to know what's going on up here. Su-33s. I'm certain those are tankers. Oh, we've got a launch. Didn't expect them to do that. You can see they're getting jammed as well. That was a bit foolish. I don't know why he launched so close. What's the range on that? 52 nautical miles. He shouldn't have launched. It's because I took him off the fucking mission, so he's back to his normal ROE. Talk about micromanagement. How annoying is that? To be fair, he wouldn't have launched if he hadn't got a lock. It looks like there's two again. One's been jumping. Well, they don't have a hard lock on one, and they've got a decent lock on the other. These missiles get less effective the further you fire them. That's the issue. The chance of hit. There's like a penalty applied if it's at the end of its radius. Whether it's just manoeuvrability, isn't that the manoeuvre? Right, great. And because he turned face on, he's now going to get a miss up on his own chuff now. So what we're going to have to do is turn off the automatic invasion. So he doesn't turn away until the last minute, otherwise he'll turn. Looks like it's not that one anyway, which is fine. It's the one that didn't fire. He's still doing it. So he was trying to evade, even though you could see it wasn't coming for him. That's the kind of annoying stuff it does. I really do need the guy to get out of there. Just head that way, please. Just a quick check what's going on elsewhere. F-15. Those helicopters have gone, interestingly enough. It's very interesting. And those guys are on a rather uncomfortable trajectory. Where the hell are they going? Right, if this doesn't hit, we've only got 4 sidewinders left, so we do need to make a kill here. Where are these guys coming from? They're coming from CFB Gander. Let's make sure there's more about to take off. Gander aircraft. Not going to be ready for another hour and a half. 2 hours. So once these guys have expended their missiles, I'm not sure we've got guns on these guys either. Okay, so we've got a little bit of gunpowder. If there's a bomber, we can probably engage it. But oh, that was fucking lucky, frankly. So what I need to do is make sure I get right behind these guys with the sidewinder. I'd love to know how to do a vector line, just to work out where they're vectoring towards. I think they're probably heading towards either... I thought I moved that further north. Still doesn't think I have enough fuel. Right, would you believe it? The mission is set to I think that's possibly why. Right, got it. They're going to refuel now. Head into refuel point. Saves putting them down on the ground because they've still got missiles. What's going on with my little hornets? Have a look. Okay. Just vectoring them in. We need to do something about these guys. 2, 3. I don't even know how many there are. 1, 2, 3. 6 somethings coming in at 480 knots. 7. Right, so we vectored 3 groups on an intercept. This guy is just about to drop down in altitude. This guy should be sprinting along, it is. Probably need to bring him down a bit, like that. Right, what we'll do is we'll set the one behind to go live with the radar and hopefully try and guide his buddy in. Got him. Right, we now set this guy to attack. And that's a good place to attack from. So they've got a further identification on that sub. So it's been identified as the well, it's just been re-identified as what they said it was in the first place. And interestingly, it's going north. Northeast. Right, we need a good hit on this. Just going to change his weapon doctrine because I took him out of the mission. I set the weapon release authorization on the mission and not the aircraft itself. Set that 2 nautical miles. So he has to get nice and close. Miles. Why is he slowed down? This game, honestly, sometimes you think, what? Remember, these guys are in the middle of the goddamn ocean, a million miles from anywhere, so I don't want to burn too much fuel, so I really don't want to go afterburn on them. I was going to send this group onto those helicopters, we're going to ignore that. We're going to redirect them to whatever these are. These guys got AMRAAMs, 12 AMRAAMs, so technically, assuming they're not launched something scary as that's manageable. This guy should be at 300 feet, there we go. And these guys have just moved outside of the range of my AWACS, which is a little bit inconvenient because I can't get a missile lock now. So I need this guy who's on a surveillance mission. Why is he? Oh, stupid. I never checked, did I? Why would you have them fly so far out of the AO. Whether he's going to have time. Let's just put this guy on a bit of a slower burn. Because ideally I need to get a decent radar lock on these. I don't really want to go live with the radar on this chap, because it'll give away his position. We must be within range now. Oh, fuck that. Let's change the doctrine. Can't be bothered. No sparrows left. Sidewinders. Set to 5 miles. We should get a launch straight away. We should get a good hit there. It's going to be hard to evade. Come on, you beauty. Right, let's get those guys back on the mission. They're probably going to go and do a refuel. Assign to mission, mid-cap. Midland bar cap. Go. There we go. They're back on the mission. They're probably going to go and refuel now, I would think. Oh, it's short anyway. Anti-submarine helicopters. Not pretty. Don't want to see those. And again, could really do with taking those down. There's a lot of jets being vectored in on me here. Whether these are fighters coming in at 200 feet, it's a strike. It's a strike. That's going to be something like a Su-24 or something coming in at low level. Possibly one of the carrier-borne attack aircraft. I can't remember what they're called now. Shit, there's a whole load more as well. That ain't good. Whatever they are. Hasn't identified them yet. Something flying. Could be missiles, could be... There's a lot of jets coming in. So we're going to scramble everything we've got at this end. These guys refueling. Hang on, come off that. Right, they're refueling. They're almost done. I'll give them a bit longer. It looks like they decoupled anyway. So what we'll do is we'll grab that group. We'll redirect that group to engage all those targets up there. What else we got in the air? He's already engaging. He's just doing nothing. This guy's engaging. I've got some phantoms. They're useless, but we'll get them engaging. Nice and quick. They can get somewhere pretty quick. They've got long legs as well. Get them all up. Same with these guys. Those are the replacement F-18s to launch, so let's get them off the mission and onto those guys. I'll be slightly disappointed if I can't engage all of those with that amount of firepower in the air. So I've got a bit of coverage down there with the Phoenix-born, Phoenix carrying group of Tomcats. Loads of fuel. Yep, got a refueler up. S3 gambling north to try and in his own time try and engage that Oscar. Got a sub coming in as well. Just do a quick common sense look around here as well. Got another AWACS up here. What's his mission and what's his AO? What I might do is just restrict his AO up this side, because I've got good coverage around here. What I need to do is make sure nothing sneaks around the back. Said the priest to the nurse, or something like that. That's kind of where I need the coverage. In case anything tries to go over Greenland. A couple of FA-18 Hornets coming to replace those ones, which is good on their way. I should have a shitload of F-15s flying north on a ferry mission. Alright, we got missile launch. That'd be the F-18, F-15s launching AMRAAMs at whatever it is. I imagine that's a fighter screen because that's nice and high. Yeah, they've turned on their air-to-air, so that's a fighter screen. And these are attack aircraft of some sort because they're fucking coming in super stupid low. So we really do need to make those AMRAAMs. Right, okay, someone's gone live. So these are probably drop kick, whatever the drop kick radar is. Fences. I'm surprised. Okay. So this is a mission at Keflavik probably to try and attack the Invincible. So my family just got back home, so chances I might have to call it because this is impossible to play with kids screaming. One kill. And again. Got him. That's 3 down, I think. Pretty effective, the AMRAAMs. Make it just a massive difference between that and the previous iteration of missiles, the Sparrows and the Skyhawk, the Sky Flashes. So much better. There we go, bow on. Miss. Right, I'm going to call it there, save it, and we'll come back.